Good morning. We've got a stellar crew in the kitchen today, so get set for 90 minutes of unforgettable flavours with plenty of laughs along the way. Hi, welcome to the show. Comedy, so it's hard to believe this is the first time on the show. We could meet Aisling B.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Aisling.
Hello there, Matt.
How are you?
Well, this banter has already taken off to a great start. I am good, thank you.
Good.
Yes, I've just had a shot of coffee, so I'm like buzzing.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Telling your mum that you're on this show?
Yeah.
She knows now?
She's my only real follower. I'm like, well, the story is at least going to be seen for her by myself. And then she just texts me there to say she's actually would I mind if she went she watched on iPlayer because she needs to go and meet with her gardening club. So
she's not watching this.
I'm just doing this into the void now.
Next on sale?
They're on sale around the UK and Ireland. The show's called Older Than Jesus.
First ever tour?
First ever tour, yes. I mean, I've done solo shows in Edinburgh and stuff like that before, but I've never toured around doing a show on my own, meeting audiences and all that kind of stuff. So I think I thought it would be so lonely because I love being backstage with comedians. I don't know if you get that, like the difference of this getting to be with other chefs. As I was going into my metaphors, like he's not going to relate to this. I don't know if you guys get that you enjoy the banter backstage. So this will be slightly different because I'll be going around my own, but I want to. So I'll be chatting to the audience a bit,
right,
to kind of make connections in this lonely.
Right, we're going to talk more about that later. Very delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah. Very delicious. Ching, you're going to.
I know someone loves potato.
I do now after this morning's dish. It was
Got to get into it.
delicious.
3 dishes with it.
I know. There's a.
We've got wine.
We have it, and starts today, and all colours as well, not just all grown in England.
Well, no wonder they get a whole week out of the only 52 we have. They get a whole week.
They get a
Other
whole
things
week.
just get like an afternoon. Or
No, this is a whole week.
A whole week
Yeah.
for English wine. Well,
Yeah.
no better thing to have. And the grapes are grown in England as well.
They are. Yes. They've all been presented
I've never been driving around England and going, oh, look, a grape yard, which they're not. Famously, I heard it through the grape yard.
Over 1,000 vineyards in England now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yes.
Are they down? They're down south.
Mostly down south, but we're creeping up north.
With climate change.
Okay, we'll watch over that. Yes, exactly.
But yeah. Food hell.
Okay.
Food heaven.
Food heaven. I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anyone, but it is the humble spud potatoes. I love potatoes. I would eat them with anything. Okay. As of my people, we love potatoes very much. Even when I was growing up, we would always have potatoes aside, no matter what it was. I remember my American friend came to Christmas dinner and she's like, God, you guys eat a lot of potatoes. And we were like, not really, that's just like a gratin, jack of potatoes, some roasties, and then some chips. Texture. And yes, so potatoes. And I do love Mexican food as well.
So Mexican.
Hell is aubergines. They're just the inside of them are mushy, inside of an ashtray or something like that. Just, you know.
Okay.
You know, like if you ever go to an old bachelor uncle's house and he's having a cigar, and you're like, oh, aubergines. There's just the taste of that. It's just that.
Always the first thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so you've almost finished my sentence there.
Well, use the idea of food heaven. Potatoes in a Mexican pan. It's so much more than that, though. And chili sauce. Or, you like that?
Yes, I think they got me on camera.
Okay, the website now, you can view the terms and privacy notices. What's the finger wag for? No. Okay, well, it's not in your hand.
Known Matt for 2 minutes for a
you
long
have.
time. He literally just.
Well, that's Filu pastry.
Yeah.
And it was so laborious, the bit. Any way of making it less laborious? It's Filu pastry summer this summer.
It is.
So this is one of the key ingredients.
Be here. It's a fabulous cover, as you said, and one of your. But also there was another miso. Why not put that in?
Powder. Obviously.
What's the flavour hero for that one?
That is the mango.
So good. So good.
So 15 hero.
Never used before, and it's
Got some dried limes.
Yes,
been there for years.
Like,
So that's
As in wheels.
Wheels?
Yeah, as
no,
in-
not for a drink.
Oh,
No,
I
you
was
put them in
gonna
like braises and stuff.
like really, really delicious.
Very fat.
And yeah, I just thought, how can I make a really practical burp?
maple syrup in the UK, and sorry to start a scandal here, guys,
hello.
is not actually maple syrup. That it's like a derivative, unless it's actually from Canada. I heard that it's
Pure maple.
yeah, it's something. I don't know. It's tree bark or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Needs to look into this, guys. And I'm
Maple syrup
just
scandal.
to do it. A Netflix series.
Yeah. All over
That is my.
Someone's made from corn syrup.
You were right. Your
you're
suspicions
right.
were right.
Do you have an earpiece?
So you have to be very careful.
It's so treacly that you actually...
Is it savoury, the cheese?
It's got garlic made with creme fraiche and milk, so there's no sugar in there. And then
Yeah.
about to blow
your
your mind.
mind.
I'm going to put this in the oven. So it's got all that kind of lovely quiche.
Real talk, I don't always love
Got it.
to have my mind changed.
Right, good. Do you want to do the one?
You're
Yeah.
serving it. Oh, sorry, darling.
Right, Helga, what do we got?
So with this dish, I wanted warm, not warm temperature, but flavour-wise, warm, ripe, sunny flavours, because that is just such... And this one's $8.99 from Lidl. And it's so bright and breezy to cut through, because there's a lot of cheese in there.
Yes.
And so it's got on the bottle the letters DO region, and that's what makes it just so gorgeous.
That's my new
It's your new thing.
No one has to do two things.
I love it. Honestly, it's so delicious.
That is amazing.
So good.
How is that so good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, that's the power of pecorino. The power of like flavour heroes like maple sour pecorino.
Pecorino.
Nice.
This is $8.99 from Lidl. And
I'm just going to say my mother will not let that go. It's her favourite place in the world. It's her Disney World.
Hey,
It's the
tell
middle
her
island.
to get Got that little hint of peach as well, which picks it out.
Ching, remind us what you're doing with bamboo. Stuff with bamboo. Don't miss it. Would you prefer idea of food heaven? A spectacular Mexican sandwich loaded with spiced potato. Amazing! With a classic Italian aubergine parmigiano. Log onto the website now and have your say. Potato?
I do love a
Playing
potato.
bass guitar.
Well, actually, the father of my child is a bass guitar, so that was
Really?
quite... Yeah.
Do you like pick it up by osmosis?
Well, as you can see, I totally get what he does.
But you like seafood? You're pescatarian?
I am pescatarian. I love seafood. Ireland has incredible seafood.
Yes, it does.
Not to promote Ireland, but when would I ever not? And yeah, so I've always grown up loving seafood.
Well, we got some little, we got some place
Yes.
here. So I'm glad you noticed these. They're called queenies.
Oh, are they?
Fresh in their little shells.
Or gone off?
These
in
are
their...
these are frozen. But nothing wrong with a bit of frozen
Nope.
frozen seafood.
Yeah.
Do you know every prawn in this country is frozen?
What?
Every prawn you eat is...
News night with the amount of scandal. Between this and the maple syrup debacle. I can't wait, Helen. I'll wait.
Germans love asparagus. Hot.
Well, I'm so glad.
They love
Is
a bit
that
of,
true? And is
yeah,
that-
they do.
that-
Love a bit of white asparagus, the old Germans.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely thought the fact would go Summons love asparagus.
You were hoping for more.
Say,
Keep life
well
in the shallow end.
done, to Germans for enjoying a well-loved vegetable.
Do you want to pick some herbs for me?
Yes, I do.
Could you pick the mint and the tarragon and...
Oh, pick it off the stem.
Please.
I was like, this
And
is
then
already picked.
Chop it, chop, chop. It's quite finely.
Yes.
Right, so shall I tell you what I'm making? So I'm going to fry these little seasoned flour. They won't take long at all. Finish up with a bit of butter. Finish with a lime, because I think lime is more interesting than lemon. Of broad beans, but a little bit of vermouth, a little bit of ginger, a bit of garlic. That's it. Just pour it over the top. Oh, and some creme fraiche at the end, just to make a little...
For groups, or are they...
You can chop them all together or separately. I just need them right at the end, so...
And are they washed? They don't feel very washed. Blow people's
I'm
minds
sure they're
watching
washed.
them. They don't feel very, like,
I'm
recently in
sure.
sync.
I'm not looking Michaela in the eye. I'm sure they're washed.
Are they washed? Where is Michaela?
Yes,
Do you know what? I felt like I was about to get the knife, be like...
Yeah. Yeah, don't cross that one.
Please, it just smells so washed.
Let's talk about your tour.
Oh, yes, please, yes. I mean, I probably shouldn't talk with ADHD and with a very sharp knife, I've been warned. But
I do
anyway,
it every week.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about tour. Older Than Jesus.
Yes, is the name of the tour.
And why is it called that?
It's called Older Than Jesus because I don't think I'm bigger than Jesus. So, Older Than
That could
Jesus...
get you into trouble.
Yes, exactly, as it did some famous people. Jesus is just... He was 33 when he died, lads, I'm sure. And it's just that sort of age where I sort of feel like... I'm basing it kind of around my 30s and the kind of journey of going on tour and the changes that happen. I think everyone imagines up to about... And then when you get to 33 and realise none of that stuff has happened, then you're like, oh, we're going to have to pivot. But no one, when you're young, imagines beyond 33. And so then you start going into the, like, wild west of life, where you're into the different plans of, you know, I don't know, getting pregnant by a musician or whatever, you know, bass guitar. So, yeah, it's sort of taken into account all of that stuff. And because I've never gone on tour before, like, again, I've done Edinburgh shows and all that kind of stuff, but I've never gone on tour. I sort of feel like I've lots of material I want to talk to people about and out there in the wild.
And do you store this up of sort of written down material? You think, oh, this will be a good one.
I never write down anything. I bullet points on everything, so I remember I remember the whole idea of some material. But for mine, it'll be bullet points, and I'll remember whole gigs. So I'll remember, and most comedians have like their notebook, and you keep your notebooks. And if there was a fire, sure, I'd grab the baby.
But the notebook first.
But the notebooks I would also try and put into my arms around the world from various different gigs, and it's to kind of order your mind and your thoughts around the subject matter, because it's a lot to hold in.
So it's together. You think, oh, this will be funny, this is relevant.
Yeah, and then knowing when to throw stuff out and move on, which is kind of a theme for life as well, Matt, if you think about it. We're real and things, you know. I had a baby. It's the baby show. I feel like, I remember when I got pregnant, being like, oh my God, congratulations, with a sort of like, you did it, you finally did it. And I absolutely adore my little baby and everything. Yeah. But there's another sliding doors version of my life that I hold very close to my heart, where I didn't get pregnant and didn't get slews of messages saying congrats, and I was just as proud of that life.
Okay.
And so I love kind of the idea of weaving in that there's no ideal life or ideal kind of route to have.
So what, you're dipping into the life?
Oh, maybe. Or, well, yeah, just kind of like talking about still have all of these memories and stuff that are just as exciting and, you know, as maybe the road less travelled sort of thing.
Earlier, you like hanging out with comedians?
Yes, yeah. One of my favourite places in the world is backstage at gigs with all of my fellow stand-ups. It's so much fun. And also I think it's what happens backstage. And it's repetitive, but it's actually brilliant because we're all in the same boat, no matter what style of comedy you are, where you come from, what your age is. Yeah. We're all going on stage, understanding the craft, and then coming off and going, oh, I love that bit, or have you ever thought of the punchline of another comedian to hear an absent, and you're like, yes, that's it. That's where the bit.
And are they comedians? I mean, obviously, don't name names.
Oh, I will, yeah.
Unless you want to.
No, yeah.
It's them again.
No, all of my friends are comedians. Yeah, I don't really have any friends with the house. You're like, oh, do we know anyone who wouldn't workshop this into a bit of material for 8 out of 10 cats? There's a fire. Is someone gonna not turn this into an anecdote for Jonathan Ross? So yeah, nearly all of my friends are in the.
Is it as fun to work on?
8 out of 10 cats. Yeah, I mean, it's the rolling news part of it and stuff like that is the bit you have to try and. Everyone's when something's newsworthy, a lot of people's brains come to a similar type of joke around the same time. Yeah. So they're the same angle on a new royal baby or Brexit or whatever it is. And if they do, you're like, oh God, can I think of anything else quickly? You know, your brain starts in the moment going, oh, I kind of had roughly that joke.
I was going to say, you've got a different joke.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to have sometimes like 8 jokes on one subject matter, hoping that you'll sort of roughly remember why it's funny. Fun because it's just improv. So all of that is improvised and you don't know what's coming up. And because it's so often quite interesting, sometimes you can just go, oh, really? That's very interesting, Sandy. So on ones that are improvised, and that can be good for the brain.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, it's not Saturday backstage at a comedy club.
So we, what have we done here? So we've done some butter, a little bit of creme fraiche, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of ginger, and those little scallops. Let's have some herbs in there.
Yes.
So let's do.
I've lined them up in. Oh no!
Right.
There we go. I'll throw herbs onto anything. Like I want parsley sprinkled on my grave when I get buried.
Okay.
Absolutely love. What's the right temperature? Fish in your fingers. What's the right temperature when you're frying a bit of fish? Just do it quickly.
Ideally, you something like
get it to foam.
Well, you do a bit like that, really. But you just have to sort of do it low. And I started in oil because I didn't want it to burn.
Yes. But low heat.
Thank you very much. It's very delicate fish, please.
You have invisible gloves on, don't you?
Thank you. And obviously, then you can check that it's done. A cocktail stick is good. You can just run a cocktail stick through it, and there's no resistance, then it's fine. It's done.
Yeah. Oh my God, yum!
Little queen scallop.
This place where you could go to a market on a Saturday and get a fresh oyster that was red and a glass of white wine.
Oh, perfect.
Go on.
The Boccheria. Having a glass of sherry and some planches squid.
Gorgeous.
Just delicious. All you need.
Yeah, all you need.
Have some fish.
Yes, please.
There you go. Eat some fish. I'll read some words. What do you want me to make for Aisling at the end of the show? Do you agree that potatoes are perfect in every way? If so, I'm going to fry some crispy potatoes. I'm going to toss them in Mexican punchy little tomato and chili sauce. Traditional Parmesan stacked with aubergines. For that, I'm going to layer a rich tomato sauce.
The camera was on my
You were
hands,
doing a little dance.
and I was like, oh, how do you act like with your
Just
hands?
like that.
Hand acting.
That's exactly how you... Your mum's going to...
No, but I've been asked to do
Being
that show,
Irish.
and I might, yeah. We don't all know each other, but yes, she's my cousin, obviously.
Anyway. For idea of food heaven, a fiery potato sarnie known as a pambazo. Aubergine, parmigiana. Log on to the website now, however you say. Right, Ching, bamboo.
Okay, bamboo, yes. So,
Post plant bamboo in your garden.
Oh, I
because
know.
it'll take
It's
over.
invasive.
yeah. I think you probably have...
To say.
Top
Yeah.
tip. I was
Top
just
tip,
gonna
don't.
turn it on.
It's, if you don't have a bit of bamboo shoot...
Contains cyanide.
I mean, that is more interesting than your all Germans eat.
Very rude.
Yeah, but
For you, Ching, is bamboo like good to? Does it have vitamins in it?
the
Other than
bamboo
cyanide?
has a lot... Literally pulls everything out, you know.
That's quite graphic.
You know, okay. But anyway, so bamboo, just keep going, and you get that lovely white flesh. So keep...
Does, isn't it?
Right.
So this is the top tip. Everyone.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
So not...
Well, I mean, and I think, you know, it's good enough for us.
Of the bamboo you might grow in your home or your garden. You can't eat it from the garden, but...
No, not the ones in the garden. You bamboo
than that.
all over Asia.
Can we eat this now?
Yeah.
Right, Sam.
And if some of
Thank you.
if the
After
bamboo
you.
is a little... After it's cooked, you can just soak it in some fresh lime water just to get rid of some of that acidity.
Okay.
But justice, because it's an ingredient that's
like radish or something.
Yeah, but the
so
flavour,
nutty.
yeah, the flavour is absolutely
So
gorgeous.
fresh.
I've never tasted it like this
So
before.
just stir frying the chicken. My grandmother... Potatoes rock and a note.
Stir fry. I feel like everyone thinks they can do a stir fry, but it never totally works in terms of order of when you put stuff in with the heat.
Yeah, right now. But if you add it too soon, what's going to happen is you're going to get lovely, vibrant flavour. Protein. All right. So corn use, not just corn.
Big shout out to you for supporting them.
Right.
Wine.
The last.
So, Ashley, there's the potatoes.
Yes,
Good. Let's stir fry. Try that.
Look at that. Wow,
We got a funny looking red.
we have got a funny looking red. That's cold as well. So we've got. I promise you, it's not Ribena. It does look a bit Ribena-ish, but it probably it's definitely not for kids. So let's go, and it is, and the winemaker, Irish winemaker, Ray O'Connor.
Now
Do you
you've
know
got
him?
wine in Ireland. Yeah. That's my grandfather.
So he's the winemaker, and he's made in a third red, all put together. Gorgeous, cherry, juicy, crunchy, fruity. With this is because it's not full of tannins, really pop. If you had a chewy red, lots of tannin in it, would not work.
I thought the
You know, there
tannins
is-
get...
Sort of the other way round, you normally pop a little bit more. So if the red wine has got lots of tannin in the first place, it's taste anything.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So you flavours, because actually there's nice heat in there, as
Yes,
you know, and the
absolutely.
with the
Perfect.
summery vibe. Yeah, so
Oh,
£8
this is
for good.
That's
Yes.
such like a kind of round. Like, you don't get that with the tin. That fresh is so delicious.
So fruity.
There's Ribena. It's going to...
How's the bamboo over there, Ashley?
Bamboo is delicious and just I eat loads of vegetables. I love vegetables. So, and I don't think I've ever had bamboo so delicious. It's just an alternative thing you can have as a veggie because it's hard to come up with new vegetable dishes.
It is. So hubby is, you know, veggie,
Oh.
plant-based. So a bit of yin, a bit of yang. So yin for him and yang for me. So.
Aisling will be enjoying her idea of food heaven or food hell at the end of the show. OK, everyone, so who better to take...
And there are 200 wineries. It's the fastest growing, which is quite phenomenal. So we're really getting serious. Made in the same way as champagne,
Yeah.
really appley.
Really complex. Really
I'll tell you.
English
Yummy.
sparkling is over 20 quid. So just under 20, but to try it for...
Big breakfast drink, I would say. Very nice, yes. I'm not a big champagne or sparkling wine bull and down to earth.
Yeah.
And this is actually
Love it.
lovely. And I think it's the appley tones in it.
Yeah.
It's genuinely
No,
nice.
it is. It's a really nice one. You'll like this one. So Bacchus is the main grape. And Bacchus is the
got
wine.
wine.
Actually, you have. Look at that.
Looks like Medusa.
But Bacchus...
peachy.
So next we're going on to grapes in there too. Essex is a bit of a grapes because it's our warmest...
For his partner, has he done anything romantic like name the wine?
Oh, well, no, because he's made rosé. Yes, but I...
Go, take me.
Yes. But I think he should...
On the table.
Really delicious.
Yeah?
I don't want to lose my gal credentials, but I'm not always the biggest fan of a rosé. But you're taking me around with this one. It's very gentle. It's not super in your face rosé.
No, it's not.
It has
it's
more.
gorgeous. So next we have.
Yes. You don't like that.
So its colour, the traditional way of. And what you get with it is a nut.
Down from your high horse. Very brave.
It's actually, that's...
Pinot Noir is one of the beauty of this one. This is from Majestic, under 20 quid for this quality.
This is the reason that you can put this in the fridge is because there's less tannins in it, miss.
Yes,
yes.
yes, it is.
Such a guy.
That's fine.
The orange. It's so, because the Slovenian and Georgian wines that are orange are like the famous
Really good, yeah.
For me, just because I don't normally like sparkling drinks, this one sort of changed my... This one, it feels apple-y and it feels very drinkable for the summer and a heat wave.
And it's a really good price.
That's a really good price. For me, the cheap one is the best one.
Both are
something
just
for
right up my
everyone.
street.
Having a food hell. But first, whatever I make, I'm going to make with love. Just like...
Yeah.
Could be food heaven, which is...
I think I
Don't look at the autocue.
Oh, yes, sorry. I feel like a lot of people want to know alternative things to do with potatoes.
Do you?
Mexican potatoes.
That's
sounds
confident.
okay.
Ah! No, you are right.
Britain, did you do me dirty?
68% of people do potatoes. So good. So we've got some
Talking there.
floury potato.
Okay, that passes the test that you know about potatoes.
Did I just do an accent?
You did.
You did on Twitter. Please turn that into a meme.
Actually, it's delicious.
I'm not great with heat.
Fantastic. Too late now.
Give a large glass of milk to serve.
It's kind of more smoky than hot.
Yeah, the heat.
Right.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not technically a gig. It's actually a wonderful event for Justice for Windrush. So it's the Justice for Windrush charity are having an event to celebrate the Windrush generation and stuff like that.
What
so
you doing?
I'm speaking at it. I'm doing a little speech. So it's a lot about talking about the Irish and Caribbean connection in Britain and the Irish and Caribbean communities over here. And they're an amazing charity. Please follow them on Instagram. So, yes, I'll be speaking at that. And there'll be amazing chefs making lots of Caribbean food.
Nice.
And cocktails and all that sort of stuff. And it's in St. Peter's Church in Hackney if you want to come along.
Do you know that good?
You're talking?
Yeah.
We've been having a great time over here.
Because we're the cookies.
Over here in the corner.
So last night, actually, very good. Very like it.
It is. It's one of those things where it is a privilege to do it because I think it's the one thing people feel like, oh God, if I hit enough a level of work, would they bother to do that for me? Because it's so fascinating. Because I think to get a research team to be able to do that for you is such an absolute privilege.
Yeah.
And you genuinely don't. Some things you might have heard about from your family. But a lot of the stuff is you are just finding out new on camera while they're telling you, and that's the wild thing. And I mean, listen, did I think I was going to Mexico or Iceland or France? No, really. I was kind of like when I got on my flight to Dublin, I wasn't like, what? We're going to Dublin? Whereas I think other people think they're going, they go to places they don't expect.
And really special that when you did it as well, you were actually pregnant.
I was pregnant,
so
yeah.
That must have been...
And I was like,
kind of...
I was 37 weeks doing that.
Wow.
So, yeah, slightly uninsurable, but still, because it definitely had a lot more meaning because... You're thinking, and also I didn't, when you're pregnant, the worst thing is you don't know who the baby is. You're like, later on, you're like, oh, you were in there the whole time, which is nice. But at that time, it's a stranger. But that was a different experience, feeling like, oh, I'm making the show for her as well. Yeah. So that she can kind of watch it and see.
And your mum might not be watching this morning, but your daughter is, isn't she?
My baby's watching the show.
She is. I love that.
My boyfriend sent me a video of her just being like,
Just flickering light.
Matt, she recognised me.
She
recognised my
does it.
voice.
Give her
and
away.
She loves the show.
Does she? Yeah, she's a big fan.
So yeah, but it was a gorgeous thing to be able to do, and I was able. My mum came around with me to make sure I didn't give birth. Hold it in during the takes.
Don't laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Hold. And she was able to find out some stuff as well, and yeah, it's wild.
Do you have? Does it really?
Reason you got to where you are, and like I was talking about earlier with my tour show, guys, Older Than Jesus is on sale now. Like you do realise that all of these little routes are the reason you got to be the person you are, and the roads not travelled, and the roads travelled by the people who came before you. And I think most of us have, especially if you're an immigrant living somewhere else, you're very aware of all the people who come before you, and all the decisions they made. Like, for example, my great-great-grandfather's language to be in schools, and language is something I deal with for a living. Like, words are my how I pay my bills type of thing. And the idea that, you know, he would have gotten so far in his life and then the next person moves a little bit more forward, and then I hope my daughter won't deal with some of the things I've dealt with.
Because you
in
seem
life.
quite
I
emotional.
was emotional. I was pregnant
Yeah, all right,
in the
fair
past and all the people. Yeah, you seem quite emotional about that, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, it is.
Well, if you...
Thank you.
Right.
Potatoes are going to be like the meat inside it. Is that what you're frying?
I've got some salted ricotta here.
I mean, you can get and a particular style of Chardonnay, so a really nice, ripe, warm, round style. It's 11, a lot more expensive than this. So to get this for 11 quid is good. And the reason it's powering, and it's that slight creaminess that works really well with potato. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Sláinte is what we say,
Sláinte.
which means to your health.
Have you got one down there?
I have. I
Yes.
do.
Oh my God. That's as drinkable as a potato is edible.
Like a white burgundy, don't you, Matthew?
I do love it.
It's frightening.
Quite a basic
This is like
stuff.
watching two tango dance, a beautiful dynamic between the two.
Well, yeah. 20 years and counting.
I can't hear you. Listen.
Wow.
Sometimes there's...
Your energy over there that you were bored by.
These are actually really tasty.
This looks incredible. There we go. Let me chop this into. Is it very spicy?
Yeah, it's also just quite hot.
I'll try a little spud
Maple and the
first.
spices together is amazing.
I'm good?
Oh my God, the maple syrup on
Right?
the roast potatoes is
delicious?
so nice.
So good.
Madness.
Oh my
Anyway.
God, delicious.
Well,
Thank
enjoy
you.
your gig tonight.
Thank you.
That's all. And of course, Ashley. All the recipes ready to go for International Saturday Kitchen.
Oh.